So how are these wines made typically? So just to kind of go through a little brief overview of winemaking, but to make an aromatic white wine, obviously you want to protect the juice. So you want to hopefully avoid oxidation. So that may initially mean using some SO2 so it doesn't oxidize. You're going to perhaps do some skin contact. A lot of these wines might get a day or so of skin contact, as I mentioned, to extract some of those aromas from the skins. It's often done very typically. It's done a lot in like New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. A lot of times they'll do anywhere from a few hours to maybe 12 or more hours to get some of the aromas from the grape. But it's also done with grapes like Muscat, Gewürztraminer, and the like. Generally, if you're trying to really enhance the aromas, then maybe using a selective yeast, a yeast that will produce more of these terpene products or more of the esters that are desired. And we're also going to probably ferment at a cool temperature to, again, maintain those aromas so they don't evaporate off into the atmosphere, and using a neutral vessel, such as stainless steel, or maybe a large old oak vessel, or maybe even something like cement nowadays. People using maybe some type of cement vessel to keep the wine nice and fresh. Malolactic is usually not done, although one of the wines we have today, I believe the Viognier from the Condrieu, I think there might be some malo in that. So the Viognier is often made like a Chardonnay, but generally malolactic will reduce the acidity, which isn't a desired thing when you're making bright, fresh, young wines, and also can maybe give that, take away from some of the aromas and give you that buttery diacetyl character. Same thing with wood. Maybe wood is generally avoided as well. And then lees contact. Lees is something that is being used a lot more with aromatic wines, just to give it a textural richness, not particularly for flavor, but to give some richness or roundness. And again, Albariños are nowadays made with a lot of lees. Some Rieslings are as well. And then residual sugar. A lot of people are producing drier wines today than they did in the past, especially with these aromatics. But in the past, you used to see a lot of sweet wines made from these different grape varieties. And one of the reasons they do that is because when you do use skin contact to extract some of the flavor compounds, you might also extract a little bitterness from the skins. So the sugar can kind of mask a little bit of the bitterness that might be produced by doing skin contact.